Hey, what's going on, you guys? This is Magnus, and today we're back on the main for our push back into Legends. We're now in Dragon 29 with the 14 attacks left to go. We've already taken some defenses so far. We finished Dragon League 28 in first place last week, using all of our attacks and not taking all of our defenses, so we're looking to maintain that momentum as we round out week 5. Let's get into some of these attacks. In our first attack, we are going to be coming in with the Royal Champion down at the 3 o'clock section of the space. So looking to carve out the pathway here for the smash to go in directly towards the Town Hall. At a very minimum, always looking to secure the 2-star. So we got the Invis down, leading the Royal Champion in towards the Inferno Tower and the Archer Tower. Covering the mortar, we now lead her into the Archer Tower, dealing with the Builder Hut slowing us down. As we toggle back and forth, we will get that Archer Tower down. Spirit Fox taking some heat though already, getting that Invis down as we're going to push in towards this Expo. Keeping the spells covering the Royal Champion. We will get the Expo and a few of these other defenses out. We're going to scoop up the Royal Champion, sending in a Barbarian King at the 3 o'clock. Sending in the Giant Arrow over at the 12, down towards about the bottom corner. And the Root Rider is going to come in between. So we're leading in towards a Barbarian King. Taking some heat from the Scattershot and the Inferno on single. Now sending our Siege Machine with a Royal Champion in towards this push towards the core of the base. So we're going to pop a Overgrowth down at the 6 o'clock, looking to make sure that the troops don't branch off and keep them focus towards the Town Hall. Now utilizing the Grand Warden's ability as we're eating quite a bit of damage from the Expos, the Fire Spitter, and the Merged Cannon. Now we got some of the Root Riders, all of the Root Riders wrapping around the base. Barbarian King is taking all of the heat down in the core. He's now going to push towards the 6 o'clock compartment, which has now been re-engaged. Pop his ability. Use the Totem Spell, distracting the defenses here for a moment. Royal Champion did bail on the Barb King, but it doesn't really matter here. We're going to push in. Royal Champion's going to go down. Troops are going to break through. We're going to get that final 2 set of defenses down and bring in our first triple. Starting our second attack, Royal Champion is going to come in at the 12 o'clock section of this base. Going to pop the Invis down, getting that Archer Tower taken care of nice and early. Now she's going to wrap around, getting lured by these trash defenses on the perimeter. Covering the Tesla, though, with that Invis did force her down towards the Fire Spitter. Unfortunately, we will have her loop around. Due to the Invis Tower getting triggered, but with that, she did backtrack, go towards the Scatter Shot. We do double back, get the Fire Spitter, and then the Scatter Shot finally yet at this point. Now, the last spell is going to be used here. We're going to get the Expo. We're going to target the Inferno Tower, and with the effect from the Fox, we do get that building to drop down. So we're going to set up our funnel here for the Root Riders. They're going to come in at the 10 o'clock section of the space, sending everything in. Queen Giant Arrow setting up a lot of the pathway for our push here as we're moving our way down. First Rage being used. We're going to overgrowth the back end of this base. Now, missing some of these defenses, it will force a split of our troops who will get the Revenge Tower to drop down. Just looking for any possibility of using some cleanup here down at the bottom of this base, but looking at this, nothing at the moment. Now, the Royal Champion, unfortunately, did veer off by herself due to how we had overgrowth, so she went out Lord of the Clan Castle by herself. Didn't get as much value from her as I was hoping to with the back end here, so we have lost our Royal Champion, but pushing through Barbarian Kings on the outside, working some cleanup, just trying to preserve his ability for as long as we can at this point. We've got really 2-3 defenses left, plus a Royal Champion that can do anything to him at this point. He gets back under the protection of these healers, going to get some HP back on him. So soften up the wall with the Wall Breaker. We're going to send in the Totem Spell, Baby Dragon for the funnel, and we wrap this one up quickly with the Spiky Ball. Moving into this next one here, Royal Champion on the cannon. Forcing her in towards this compartment. Looking to take on essentially the double expos and a scatter shot. Did lose the Spirit Fox quite early due to poor spell timing. So just looking to keep the invises on the Royal Champion. Another one going down as we get the double builder huts, so at least these buildings will take some defense and not be able to be rebuilt. We're now going to deploy our Barbarian King in the bottom section of this base, whiffing the giant arrow across the base, now sending in our Root Riders. Just waiting for a bit of pathing here, now sending in the Valkyries. Figured with a Royal Champion on the outside, she'd work to get some of these defenses taken care of on the cleanup, keeping the Root Riders from warring their way out. So we're going to overgrowth the back end of this base. Unfortunately, again, missing the mortar, so everything is going to essentially wrap around. Missing that compartment, so popped a archer on the top, just going to get that Lord of the Clan Castle so that our troops have something to contend with as we move forward now. Triggering the ability on the Royal Champion. Now the overgrowth did wear off as everything was going through, so we did actually end up steamrolling that compartment. And just waiting to see where to use this Totem Spell, we pop it over into this top compartment, distracting these archer towers. Root Riders pushing through, under heal. They're just eviscerating these defenses, and now I'm just going to send in our Super Barbarians in the back end on that Super Wizard Tower, distracting it as we get the 3-star with the sneaky Super Barbarians. In this attack here, we do come in with the Royal Champion. She comes in at the top side of this base, looking to get the Revenge Tower and potentially also a Fire Spitter. So just moving back and forth between the Invis spells with the Spirit Fox. Managing to clear out this compartment, we do get that Fire Spitter and the Inferno Tower. Now logged onto a Fire Spitter. We get that one down. We're going to take on that Scatter Shot before scooping up our Royal Champion. So pulling the Barbarian King down towards the 3 o'clock. We set up the pathing of the Archer Queen over at the 3, sending in the Root Riders in between with the Valks and the Siege. So everything's pushing in, taking a lot of high damage in this compartment here. But things are moving through. We haven't been forced to use the Grand Warden's ability as of yet. Utilizing the Overgrowth down at 6 o'clock, forcing everything towards the Town Hall. As we move towards the back end, Grand Warden ability will be used, protecting everything as we move in towards the second phase of the high damage area, though not as dangerous as it was as we entered into the base in the first place. So just looking around at this point, setting up our cleanup to make sure that we don't ever end up in a time fail scenario. So everything is going to converge down at the 6 o'clock area, taking on these final structures, and we will be coming in with another 3-star. Well, Root Riders are still putting in the work as we managed to complete us first with a perfect week in this particular season that we did here. And we'll move to advance to Dragon 30 next week. If you're enjoying the content, let me know that down in the comments section. If you are looking for more diverse content, also make sure to stick around as we do feature the Red Thorn family in their adventures as well. If you haven't done so already, make sure to smash the subscribe button. Until next time, guys, take care.